Kazuchika Okada has debuted in All Elite Wrestling, and we are going to talk about it. I'm Double B, the Viceroy of Verisimilitude, and as always, I am joined by
Big Tone in the zone. Boom. Yeah, man, look, we're not really so up on these instant reaction videos. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to step it up. And, what better time to do it than with this huge Omega level news? Oh, you muted yourself. Hold on, I've got you.
Here we go. Before focusing on this specifically Okada, I want to get your opinion on the wider ramifications it has for All Elite Wrestling as a brand, as a wrestling promotion, because the word around the internet campfire has, except amongst the most hardened of AEW haters, for you're mostly the objective people, whether they like or don't like All Elite Wrestling. For people who tune in regularly, like or dislike, have all pretty much said that in the year of our father 2024, they have got the train back in the right direction. They're not at the heights or anywhere near the heights that they were in 2020, but we've very much steadied the ship now. And you have to now look at, they've got this organically growing talent with the likes of Swerve Strickland. They've got mega acquisitions like Ospreay and Okada, the return of Pac, the imminent arrival of Monet. Bro, is this one of the best rosters we have? They've got Jay White and Danielson, lest we forget. Is this one of the best rosters ever in any promotion?
I feel like you're quite right about what people are saying about AEW has been slowing down and stuff, but this is where they're sort of turning it around. Yeah, they're gearing up to have a really good 2024. They've got names coming in. They've got names that are already there and lighting up the show. Let's not forget some of the great acts that are there and they're consistent. We're talking about the likes of Orange Cassidy, Patriarchy, Christian Cage, still do this best work ever, man. Yeah, and yeah, then we got people who are on the rise, man. I like heel Hangman, like what he's doing. The
That's
EVPs
great.
is hilarious and it's great, especially with their new addition. But yeah, and of course you got Swerve in it, who's probably gearing up to be one off, if not the top face for a while. But of course, then yeah, you got the actual big names that they bringing in the three of the 2024 so far, which is Money, Okada, and Ospreay. And the matches you can get out of that, the matches that you don't even think about, but when they announce them, you're just gonna be like, damn, because again, man, I'm thinking about something like Okada versus Adam Copeland, man, something that I would have never thought of, but it's probably gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, man. Osprey's already gearing up to do his thing, man. They pulling the trigger straight away. I thought they was gonna wait, but no. Him and Bryanson, man, they getting ready. They're getting ready to do their thing. So yeah, I think AEW is in for a huge 2024, man. And they're getting all their ducks in a row, I think. And
They
starting to
really
utilize
are.
people how they should be utilized. Ring of Honor is still a bit of an issue, but again, they've got the main show is good. It's looking healthy.
Dynamite hasn't been bad for quite a long time now. And I know that's a terrible bar to measure something by. When was the last time you were bad? But you can't deny it. And I'm a huge AEW guy, but you can't deny on the back end of 2023 and mid 2023, kind of post All In and All Out, man, it was not, because they set the bar so high in terms of the quality that we expect from them that when there's a slight lull, you really feel it in that promotion. And
I think the main thing was that their main storyline wasn't hitting as hard as they would hope with the whole devil thing. And even the payoff of the devil thing has been a bit like lukewarm, to say the least.
Yeah.
But now they started to turn up the heat on that, which finally.
I think people are a bit unfair with the devil angle because it didn't play out the way that it should have, and it was quite anticlimactic, and the back end of it hasn't paid dividends. Like when I look at Undisputed Kingdom, I'm very, very conscious. Oh, y'all are missing MJF, aren't you? Wow, your whole purpose of being is to be counter fodder for MJF. But there's no doubt that it did get the world talking. And there wasn't really one agreed upon theory. Was it Cole? Is it Roddy? Like, there was so many. Is it MJF himself trolling everyone? Is it Joe? Like, there were so many angles that they played with the Devil's storyline. So while the denouement, the unfolding of it left a lot to be desired, I actually think people in 20 years' time might look back on that a bit more fondly. I think it's going to hopefully age quite well. But just circling back to my question, do you think this is one of the best rosters we've ever seen in wrestling?
I think you can't really dispute that this roster is one of the top rosters any company could have, man. Because again, if you just go down the line, I normally will start at who can be your main guys, yeah. Who is your draws of the company? Now, AEW have I reckon a good 10 people that could be world champion tomorrow. Yeah. That is huge. And this is not no pity party, man. Count them off, man. We're talking about Bryanson, yeah. We're talking about
Danielson.
Danielson. I keep calling Bryanson. Danielson. Yeah, we're talking about Copeland. Yeah, we're talking about Mox. You're talking about Wyatt. Yeah, Osprey, Okada, man. What's his face? Swerve, man. Joey's already there, and the champ.
You could put Hangman in there. You can put Wardlow
Hangman, Cassidy, Wardlow. I'm past 10.
Darby Allin, your boy.
Darby Allin, yeah. There's many who I'm probably forgetting. Christian Cage, man. He could easily be champion tomorrow.
He's without blinking. Blinking.
And that's a good position to be in, where you've got so many contenders, and all of them have legitimacy to be a champion. And then coming back, you got MJF at some point. You got Kenny Omega at some point.
Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam Cole exactly with his peg leg. I mean, ultimately that is probably one of the reasons why the Undisputed Kingdom thing didn't hit as well as it should, because your leader is in a wheelchair, and that's just but that's just unseen circumstances, what can we do?
So we both agree this roster is stacked, and we were all wondering when they acquired Osprey and Okada. We were all thinking, are they going to get lost in the shuffle? Now, you and me, which I'm very happy about, very much stood on the hill of hell no, they're not going to get lost in the shuffle. They're too good. They're too big. Not dropping names. There were other members of the ministry who were saying Osprey is going to get lost in the shuffle. Not possible. Yeah. He's too good. He's literally the best wrestler in the world at the moment.
What I think it is we gotta give the main bucker his credit, when he definitely deserves it. Tony is clued in to what wrestling fans, diehards, actually want. Yeah. And the word around the world, go into any locker room, a lot of them are gonna say Will Ospreay is the man. Will Ospreay is the best in the world. Again, we've interviewed wrestlers on this channel, and they all say Will Ospreay is the best in the world. Yeah. And for who are we to disagree with that? And to be honest, seen him live several times now, he is the best in the world, man.
He just is. Michael Oku is a fine wrestler. Will Ospreay made him look like a god at Revolution.
I think Oku's the future in it. Yeah, but we'll get into that. What I'm just saying is that Ospreay has clearly been brought in to be the man. Yeah, and that's why he's getting main event slots straight away. He's been treated as the main eventer. Eventually, they're doing this whole thing for him to break away from the Don Callis family, and he's just gonna continue as that single babyface. And
Here you go.
Yeah.
This comes to now the main point. Okada, one of New Japan's best ever baby faces. Not saying he's never been a heel, but you think Kazuchika Okada, he's the babyface gatekeeper of New Japan, or was at least. And his first action when he comes in is, I popped so hard when I heard those coins drop, thinking he's going to, pairing him with Eddie, perfect babyface fodder. Eddie is literally king of the bums, king of the baby faces. Of course you put Okada with him. It's not a tag team I thought I wanted, but now I want it. Wait, what did you just do? What just happened? And then after they've just said, oh, and Hangman and Omega, y'all are fired from the Elite, and they bring in this motherfucker. This is the new Elite. We were all wondering, like, how will an AEW world look sans Elite without Kenny, without the Bucks in years to come? Bro, they're building the new Elite in front of us. What am I watching? It's so exciting.
Like again, you got to give AEW the credit for, again, subverting our expectations and not doing the safe thing. It would have been very safe to bring in Okada as the top face. I mean, we all heard the ovation he got there. And, like, for instance, you could have ran with that for the entire year as Okada as the top face. Now him as one of the top heels is different. Like, now we're not actually sure where it's going to go. I mean, like, all roads seems like it's leading to Eddie Kingston and his Continental Crown Championship here. And to be honest, if there's anyone that would fit that role, yeah, it's Okada. Because one, like, you know, Ring of Honor, I don't care what people say. For me, the most prestigious title in that lineup is the Ring of Honor title, man. Yeah, it's the one with the history. So you're making him a world champion. Yeah, you're also keeping him aligned to New Japan because he'll be the New Japan Strong Openweight champion. Yeah, on their American brand. Yeah, and then of course he'll be one of the top tier and what is actually probably the best looking mid card belt. Yeah, the Continental Crown. Yeah, so that's a very good look and a very good way for him to have a first year. Obviously, somewhere down the line, he's going to be world champion. You cannot have Okada in your company and not make him world champion. That's the stunt. But this is a nice little start for him, yeah. And being aligned in one of the hottest stories, because this is a very hot story with the new Elite and the EVP, Matthew and Nicholas, is one of the best ways to go.
It is, and I have to say, all credit to the Young Bucks. I'm going to throw a bit of fire, few shots in Chris Jericho over as I put the Young Bucks over here. The Young Bucks did kind of lose their way last year. Like, you want to talk about getting lost in the shuffle? They very much got lost in the shuffle. They never lost relevance because their in-ring work is so good. But I was questioning throughout the year, kind of like Randy Orton and the other company, you can just fit him into any program, and because he's that good, it makes sense. The Young Bucks are very similar to that. They're so good, you can just insert them into a tag team program, and it's like, well, yeah, it's the Bucks. But story-wise, they very much lost their way last year. And I think credit to them for having the self-awareness of going, we need to double down on this heel-ish and just bring it, no pun intended, but bring it back to day one-ish. You know, we need to be mega heels again. And it works a treat. And, bro, Okada as a heel, I'm so in there for it. Now, when I was referencing Jericho before, because, and you saw it, I mentioned it in my Revolution review. And Jericho's on my Rushmore of wrestlers. I am very much of the opinion that Jericho needs to start winding down his career now, because he's looking like he can't really go anymore. He doesn't have much relevance on that roster, and he seems to be doing this slightly leechy thing of just hooking on to the hottest young talent in order to make himself relevant. He did it with Ospreay at Wembley. He did it in the 8-man Battle Royal now, and look what he did on Dynamite with Hook. So the same way, he's kind of like a direct contrast to the Bucks, whereby he needs to get real and get with the program and be like, I love you. You're on my Rushmore, but you're not that guy anymore. The Bucks have just completely done a 180 on us and gone, oh, you thought you were getting babyface Okada. That's nice. Welcome to the new elite.
Well, a few things about that. Like, first of all, I do agree about the Bucks. Like, the problem with having so many people on a roster is like who you're going to showcase at any one time, and someone that you think may need to be in a top position in the company all the time. Yeah, they can't be because there's just too many bodies, and quite frankly, the EVPs are actually that. So it's not every time they're probably going to be able to be on top, even though they're the best tag team in the world and they kind of like, should be. But like, it's nice for them to take a moment, yeah, like, and actually just let it breathe and then come back, change and refresh. On the Jericho thing, and I agree currently with his current persona on the roster because it doesn't really seem to have a purpose. Yeah, but I don't agree with him hanging it up. I think you're only really as
Not
good
hanging
as
it up, wind it down.
no, but what I'm saying is, I don't even think he needs to do that. What I think he needs to do is go back into his Chris Jericho mind and come up with something new. Because again, people would have said the same about Christian Cage a good few years ago. Yeah, look at him now. It's literally you're only as good as your best day, and like he needs to find a better day because he's just walking around backstage as Chris Jericho, when really, like his best moments has been when he's been involved in something in some type of angle. I'm sure when he finds a new one, it would like, it will light up the scene. Hell, what I personally would do is just have like a sort of a WWE Attitude Era stable, man. Like put in Copeland, put in Cage, put in Jericho, and just be like that'd be their sort of main event mafia.
call it Blame Canada.
And just have them like be crippling people in it. Like you can do anything at any time, and like an argument can be made that him being involved with these younger people has given them the rub. Yeah, like Osprey beating Jericho. Yeah, that's probably Osprey's like biggest win ever, man. Like he's in AEW like Wembley in front of how many like
In terms of a
75,000
name and
fans.
in terms of an event, yeah, absolutely. But I
Yeah,
would also
yeah.
argue that you could have put Osprey against anyone at Wembley, and it would
Nah,
have had
man.
the same impact.
I don't think it would have the same like impact if it was Osprey versus Sammy Guevara. No disrespect to Sammy. It's just but it's Jericho. Like you said, Jericho's
Within
go-to.
reason. You could have put Osprey against any of the big names, and it would have had the same result.
Would it though? Because again, you gotta think of the history of Jericho in AEW. He's the first ever world champion. Yeah. And like Osprey's come in on the biggest show of all time and beat the first ever world champion. One of the certified goats of the industry. Yeah, like
100%. Listen, that was the summer of Osprey. There's no doubting that. But dude, talk about flipping the roles on us, man. Osprey is the company's top baby face. Okada as not the top heel because there's a little guy there called Christian Cage who is undethronable as the top heel at the moment. But
they got a number of great
top
heels.
heel, lovely.
They got a number of great heels at the moment, and like I'm enjoying it. But man, throwing a Okada in there, damn. The only problem I had, which I was saying to you, is that like I'm gonna have to wait a little while longer for Okada versus Takeshita. Like I was waiting on that because they just seem like a match made in heaven for a match, man. They're like their styles, their look, their height, their strength, their ability. Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, rope to rope wrestlers. Osprey already showed that you put those two techniques together, those two disciplines together. It's a thing of beauty.
But then, like the matches we do get from like heel Okada, man, I'm here for, man. Like we're gonna get like what Cassidy versus Okada.
Well, so let's end on this. Give me 5 Okada dream matches and how you would book them. Then let's discuss this.
Well, like I said, Adam Copeland versus Okada is a match that needs to happen. It could happen for any reason. It could be a random match, but I feel it should be given its own program with them just stepping on each other's shoes and then having a conversation about who's truly a great and what a great is. And like, it'll be just an awesome match. Okada should win.
What about? Let me raise you that. What about just because the name is so good? What about an Okada Copeland tag team, and you call it Rated Rainmaker?
Hey, look, you can do those things because again, like AEW is prone to doing things like that. Like, you know, when you had Copeland come out with Sting and Darby dressed as Sting. So yeah, that could easily happen, man.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about next one, like hard hitting meat versus meat, man, I need to see Joe versus Okada. Like whether it's for
Okay.
the title or not, whatever. Yeah, I just want to see like the spots, the hard hitting, them trying to decapitate each other with clotheslines and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel that would be like one of my most anticipated matches to see Okada go down the line. I'm gonna try avoid saying like any
All
matches
the
that
New
we've seen.
Yeah, so the Jay Whites, the Ospreys, the Danielsons, we know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid saying them like but yeah, if I think looking up and down the line, man, I feel
There's
Okada
one
versus
guy I'm hoping you say. There's one guy I'm hoping you pull out. Let's see.
like I'll probably like be like banging my head after like you say it, but like Okada versus Swerve, I feel would be great as well, man. Like
That was one, yeah. Yep.
Swerve is on the rise, yeah, and he's doing his thing, and like one like face to face, whether it is a point where one of them are champions at that point and they're going for each other's title. I feel just that will be a great coming out party for either one of the two. Yeah. Where we at three? Two
Well,
more.
you said Cassidy, didn't you? Which I completely agree with. So that's your fourth.
Oh,
Cassidy,
okay, yeah. Like
Cassidy, I
Orange
think would be
Cassidy.
a freaking great shout.
Yeah, it would because again, like would have that thing where it's like, oh, is it gonna be him? Is it gonna be him? And like you can make Cassidy come so close, but then that last moment, Rainmaker, oh, I
Especially
like,
with Okada as a heel. Cassidy against heel Okada is a thing of beauty.
yeah. Well, this is it. It's a great story to be told, and like because Okada getting all uppity and elite, like I just can't wait to see it, man. But like, who should I give that last spot to? Because there's the AEW's roster is thick, but like when he heals up, yeah, Adam Cole versus Okada, man. Gosh.
Cole Okada would be epic.
That
Epic.
is one that the world has been waiting to see, man. Yeah. So that's my five, man, for now.
I agree with all the five. There's just one more name I want to throw on there. For in my head, it's a dream match. You may disagree. Okada Hangman.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. No,
I
no.
need to see that.
Like I'm pretty sure that's happened though, isn't it? Like in New Japan.
I haven't seen it.
Well, either way, that's a match I would love to see. Only problem is they're both heels now, and likely
This
they're
is the
both part
problem.
of.
But
They're
you
probably
could
going to be
bring
part of the
Hangman
same
back.
group.
You
Like,
could bring Hangman back as a face.
nah,
Given that
man. Look, I actually Hangman has been the best he's been in a long time because of
long
this heel
time.
turn.
Yep.
Yeah, his luck, his demeanor, the way he beat the hell out of the referee, had me on the floor. Yeah, and like, the only problem is that the Young Bucks went through with suspending it. I wanted the Young Bucks to like be like, due
Give
to
him a
like
pay
certain
increase.
circumstances.
You should have given him a
We're gonna
rise.
like let him off this time, but
Yeah.
it's not hard to imagine that like Hammond is gonna be front and center in the new elite, in it.
I
Maybe
hope
the
so.
heavy of the group, yeah, and they're just out there doing their thing. Like I guess they get into it with Swerve and everything. Like there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of combinations that can be put together. Like Eddie standing with Swerve, like would make
Oh,
sense.
well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, and like there's so much to do, so much to do.
It's a thing of beauty. Look, you highlighted at the beginning of the video when the roster is this stacked and the fact that you can pull dream matches out of your backside without even trying. I think that speaks such volumes to the roster. The only thing I'll say is that just learn from hell freezing over. Don't wait too long to book the dream matches, because there were some things we should have got and we never got them. So
100%.
learn. That's the only warning shot I'll fire now. The boat seems to be righted. Revolution is, in my opinion, one of the all-time great AEW pay-per-views. I think it was a work of art, that pay-per-view. That will be the standard this year for me. You know, hopefully Wembley can go even higher. Maybe TNA put a banger out there. Maybe even the Fed will put a banger out there, or New Japan. But at the moment, Revolution is the standard bearer for the year's great pay-per-view for me. Don't sleep on the dream matches. Set them up, do a promo, doing what they did with Revolution, just to wrap this up. One of the big criticisms of AEW's pay-per-view booking, from everyone, ourselves included, has always been, why are you leaving the booking until the last minute? Yes, the match is great, but the build has been crap, right? So, do what you did at Revolution. Roderick Strong came out 6 weeks before Revolution and said, that belt, mine. We knew 6 weeks before that international belt was going in with two greats. That's all we need. I don't need a 3 or 4 year program to sell me on a dream match. I don't need a story to be finished. I just need a good 6 to 12 week program, and the dream matches will be that much better if you don't just throw them into the mix at the last minute. Keep doing this.
I agree with that. Like the last minute thing again, like we want to get hyped up for some of these matches, yeah, and just doing them this last minute. Oh, it's beautiful to see it on the card and everything, but
Sure.
I'd like to see a bit of a build. Like for instance, you've got Forbidden Door coming up later this year. I would be building a story from now to that. Yeah, like again, I want it to be the Bullet Club Gold teaming with the actual Bullet Club to actually try and do an invasion of AEW proper, yeah. Like, and you could be planting that right about now. But then with something else, just like, you know, make it sensible. Ospreay's walked out, yeah, to like see Danielson face to face. That's great. Now we just build that to the next pay-per-view. Yeah, it doesn't have to always be like, you know, some long-term storytelling. We should do that. But then at the same time, all we need is like a few weeks for others. The one thing you do want to avoid is just shoving everyone onto the show at last minute, yeah, because again, like you're not really heavily invested, even if the match is good, yeah. And like one criticism I keep hearing is that like AEW is a glorified indie show, yeah. And I think
say that like it's a bad thing, though. That's what makes me laugh when people say you're marking out. I'm like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
No, but where it comes across, and where I think that statement does seldom short is like there's a lot that goes into AEW. Yes, it's good that they have the match quality that you're gonna get in indie, yeah, and the heart and the emotion, but at the same time, the organization does and is there, I think, and you know that they're stepping up in that direction, and this is a step in the right direction. Give us the match card so we at least know, like a good week in advance, what the entirety of the card is like.
Yeah,
not like the collision before you just added a match. Come on, there's no need sometimes.
Do a Revolution 6 week build. Let us know what matches are going to be on. Don't do over 10 matches on a card just for the sake of stacking it. 8 to 9 matches was brilliant.
And you know what? To be honest, if you want to do your last minute AEW shove on the card stuff, you can. Guess where you do it? 0
Pre-show.
hour. Like you did Revolution. Again, you had a bunch of matches on there that was not announced. They were just last minute. That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
It's a
but
bonus.
On your actual paid for card, 8, maybe 9 matches, and we're good. Give them a proper build. And as we've said on this video, as we wrap up, the possibility for what's to build now in All Elite Wrestling is wonderful. Book the women's division better, and I can't really reproach you. It's just a thing of beauty to see heel Okada, babyface Ospreay, so many stars to come back from injury, so many active stars just at the top of their game. It is mouth-watering as a wrestling fan to be seeing all this. I love it. I want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys think. Okada heel, yes or no? What did you think about his arrival? Cry me a river if you wanted him in another promotion. Just watch all wrestling because it's fun. Not gonna fire shots. Just watch all wrestling and enjoy all wrestling. It's all presented differently. There's fun to be had everywhere. But talking about this fun, too freaking sweet. All right, I'm Double
100%.
V.
Big Tone at the zone there, to quote a certain other person. Wrestling is indeed cool again, man. Yo, we out.